given the function g of x is equal to 9 minus 4x minus 3x squared, simplify this following rational expression, where you have g of x plus h minus g of x all over h. So the first thing to do is to sort of take it step by step. So the first thing we want to evaluate, which is the toughest thing, is this g of x plus h, right? So g of x plus h is equal to g of x when x is equal to x plus h. So basically what we want to do is every time we see an x in our original function, we want to replace it with this value, x plus h. So let's do that. So g of x plus h is going to be 9 minus 4 times x plus h minus 3 times x plus h squared. Okay, so now let's simplify. The first thing I want to do is distribute this negative 4 into the sum. So we have 9 minus 4x minus 4h, then minus 3 times x plus h squared, which we can work out on the side here, right? So x plus h squared is x plus h times x plus h, and when we FOIL it out, we get x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So let's replace that. Okay, so now the final thing I want to do before we move on is distribute this negative 3 into the whole product. Now remember, since the sign is negative, you have to distribute the number and the sign. So we get 9 minus 4x minus 4h minus 3x squared minus 6xh minus 3h squared. So that is the value of our g of x plus h. So now we can plug that in to what we were trying to find, right? Which is g of x plus h minus g of x all over h. So let's do that. So g of x plus h minus g of x over h. So g of x plus h is this thing, right? So let's write that first. So 9 minus 4x minus 4h minus 3x squared minus 6xh minus 3h squared. And so after writing this monster down, we want to have minus g of x, right? But what's g of x? It was given to us, right? It was up here. So we have to subtract 9 minus 4x minus 3x squared. And remember, you're subtracting all of the functions, so you're subtracting each term. So you want to put a parentheses and then distribute that negative. And this is all over h. So distributing this negative into here will be our next step. So this is equal to this monstrosity g of x plus h again. So 9 minus 4x minus 4h minus 3x squared minus 6h minus 3h squared, and then minus 9 plus 4x plus 3x squared all over h. So now we have to try to find things to get rid of to make our lives a little simpler, right? And notice that there's a positive 9 and a negative 9 that when you add them up give you 0. Same thing with the 4x's, and same thing with the 3x squares. So what's left over? Got minus 4h minus 6xh minus 3h squared over h. So this is looking a lot nicer, right? And now notice that there's an h term, there's an h value in each of these terms. So we can ideally factor out an h. So from the numerator, if you take an h out, you're left with negative 4 minus 6x minus 3h, and then you have an h times 1 in the denominator. So since they're related by product, you can cancel them out. And so finally what we're left with is negative 4 minus 6x minus 3h. And since there's nothing else we can do to combine, this is the final simplified form.